No, nothing really new today, and we aren't expecting any NHL reaction, Ron, until after that date, which, as you said, is scheduled for February the 5th, and nobody knows what the future holds. But one of the things we're kind of being told is if this does go to trial, a lot of people want answers. A lot of people are searching for clarity. It may not come for a very long time because there are still so many things that have to happen before we get from here to there, including things like, will other members of that 2018 team be subpoenaed as witnesses for any kind of court action? So I think that's one of the things that's kind of been told to me a lot in the last couple of days. I know everybody wants this story to get clarity quick or be over quick, but I don't know that that's really what our future holds, unfortunately.
Did you mention the subpoenas, the possibility?
Yeah.
So the 32 Thoughts podcast has got more as well, Elliotte. We'll keep you posted as developments warrant on that front. We were saying in the first intermission tonight, also on that podcast, Sean Monahan, who's had a great week in the NHL, he might be coveted by some teams that are in contention for the Stanley Cup. And the question you and Jeff had is, would a team get a first round and throw it to Montreal in exchange for Monahan if Monahan can not play in the top six? First of all, maybe he's playing well enough that he is top six wherever he goes, but maybe elaborate on Monahan's.
Well, the thing is, Monahan has enormous respect around the league for how much he's come back from. Like, this was a guy who a couple of years ago, people were thinking, is he going to be able to continue playing? Not only is he playing, but he's thriving. He's approaching 35 points this year. And I think that's one of the big questions that teams are asking right now is, how high in your lineup for a contender do you need Monahan to play? And I think one of the teams that people are looking at is another one of our teams on Hockey Night tonight, and that's the New York Rangers. The Rangers were already looking for a center, and now they may have to look for two. Philip Hedl was re-injured yesterday. We wish him all the best. It doesn't sound great. So I do think a number of teams are wondering if Monahan is very much on the Rangers' radar. The big challenge there is there isn't a lot of love lost between the two front offices, the Canadians and the Rangers. So will it be a complicated deal to do between them?
Another thing that happened this week, Steve Stais had a tremendous press conference Thursday morning, and he talked about seeking pros. So what's he seeking? Got an idea?
Well, there's one pro whose name came across my desk in the last 24 to 48 hours, and that's Chris Tanev of the Calgary Flames. And it makes a lot of sense, Like, when you talk about pros in the NHL, Tanev is one of the top names you'd come up with, and he makes perfect sense for a guy to be on Ottawa's radar, and he is. Now, I don't know what the possibility is of this at this time. I think Chris Tanev would probably prefer a playoff scenario this year. For this year, the Senators are not a playoff team. We'll see about the future, but I do think he's one of the names on their radar.
Great, Elliotte. The headlines on our Saturday night, we have the panel, Jennifer Botterill, Kelly Rudy, and Kevin Bieksa standing by. 3 early telecasts are through 40 minutes of play, and we'll have the analysis of those games when we return.